Hi ladies, welcome to our Pnimi. This is Saratova Best. Motivation, Parsha Shoftim. How do you motivate yourself, whether it's to motivate yourself to eat healthy or motivate your children to do their homework or anything, motivate those in the world, people within your sviva, within your environment to do things that need to be done. We're used to a certain system, aren't we? Of, you better do it or else. We're used to a combination of systems. Well, when it comes to this Parsha Shoftim, we have a lesson, we have a directive, we have a sicha of the Rebbe, of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, which revolutionizes motivation. And this is not a sicha that from yesterday, it's from 1991, and it's reflecting, it brings in the current revolution in motivation. And our question that we have to ask ourselves is, where do I stand in this? How does it appear to me? What do I think about it? And is it the real thing? Is it serious? And how easy would it be? And would it bring me and the world more joy and geula? So here is essentially what the Rebbe says. Parsha Shoftim says, Shoftim v'shaytrin titin lecha b'chol sharecha. That you should have, whenever you go through a gate, you have to have two things, two elements. Now, I'm going to paraphrase it. What do we mean by a gate? Whenever you go through a gateway, we don't just mean the gates to the city, and we don't just mean the gates to your home. When you're going from one place to another, whether it's from the kitchen to the dining room, or from one job to another, or from the summer to the winter, or from your house to my house, or from being a stay-at-home mom to going to work, or vice versa, or retiring, or a life change, you are walking through a doorway. You are walking through a gateway. And any gateway will always have two elements. Shoftim v'shaytrim, there will be the rule. There will be the rule, and in addition to the rule, there will be how to enforce the rule. Let's say right now, I'm on someone's back porch. When I go in the door to go inside, there might be a rule, which is, please make sure to shut the door and don't leave it open so that the flies don't come in. Right? That might be the rule. Rules are not enough. How do you motivate people to keep the rules? The old way is the shayfet and the shayter. The shayter, as Rashi says, is the guy who walks around with a big stick and says, here's the big stick. Oh, it's pretty tough. Big stick. You better do it or else. You better do it or else. That's what Rashi says. They hit the nation. They threaten them with their stick. You'd better do it or else the consequences are not going to be so good. And this was the classical motivation in school, at home. You better do it because a whole lot of very basic or sometimes very sophisticated reasons. I'm the boss. You're not the boss. So if you want to continue having this job, you have to this and this and this. This is the motivation we're used to. Says the Rebbe, if you look at the Yi'ud of the Geula, one of the prophecies of Yeshaya of the Geula, it says, Ashiva shofteich rishona v'yotzayich kavatchila. Bring back your shoftim and your yoatzim. The shofet is the one who will tell you the rule. But the shayter, the enforcer who walks around with the big stick and says, you'd better or else, and threatens us, or does some kind of a force, this shayter is eliminated. He melts into the fabric of Gullus and is gone, is eliminated. When it comes to Geula, who's he replaced by? There's always going to be the one who tells you the rule. But whom is he replaced by? The Yayetz. Who is this Yayetz that replaces the shayter? In Mashiach times, the Yayetz is the one, the advisor, who works with your deep inner will to bring you to the point where you feel like it's yours. It's no longer being superimposed. It's Kabbalah soul, you better do it or else. It's no longer about, I'm the boss. It's about collaboration, bringing each other to a place where we resonate with the deepest truths, with the rule. I hear the rule, and someone helps me get to the point where I say, yes, I'm on board with it. That's for me. Whether it's I'm on board motivating myself or having someone motivate me to change my diet or get my child to do whatever I think they should do, their homework, this, that, their project. Will I do it the old way or will I do it the new way? Why can't I just do it the old way? It's so much easier. It takes much less time. The only thing is, we have two factors working against us. Or working in our favor. One factor is that in the very same Sikha, where the Rebbe tells us about this revolution in motivation, because there will always be the rules in Mashiach times, but the motivation will change. So the Rebbe, in the very same Sikha, in the very same week, on the very same Shabbos, the Rebbe says a nevuah, a prophecy, something unprecedented in history, that Hine ze Mashiach ba ukvar ba. And the Rambam explains to us everything about a prophecy, and we understand that once a prophecy is said by a prophet, it literally, so to speak, changes the way the world operates. Once the Rebbe said these words, Hine ze Mashiach ba, Mashiach here, on the way, coming, already came, this is it. We are stepping over the threshold, through that gate, into Mashiach times, and things are going to be different. Including you guys, including us. The way we deal with the rules will totally change. This was 1991. Have you noticed that since 1991, people don't want to be told what to do? People don't want the shaiter to say you better do it or else. Did you notice that they might give in, but then there's a backlash? And in other generations, people said, tell me what to do. And they became giants. And in this generation, especially since 1991, when the Rebbe said that nevuah, it doesn't work. Which even sweetens the pot more to bring us to understand this has become the new normal. The fact that I'm not necessarily doing it, okay, we're getting there. I meaning the collective I, all of us. But what we want to do is look at it seriously and realize the Rebbe is telling us about our own inner psychology that has shifted. The minute he said the nevuah, our inner psychology shifted. And so did our children's and our families and our friends and our communities and everyone. And nobody wants to really be told what to do anymore. They don't want the shaiter anymore. They want the yayetz. The yayetz is the one who works so skillfully to kind of coach us through a situation that we really don't realize that they told us anything. They didn't. We feel like I came to the conclusion that, you know what, I think from now on, I only want to eat healthy. Or the child could say, you know what, I think from now on, as soon as I come home from school, I'm going to do my homework. And really somebody skillfully coached him through the process, asked him the right questions, spoke to him in the right way with him, created a process together that brought this rule, like you have to do your homework every single day, into a pnimis, so that it became his. And that's why it says, Hashiva Shoftaich Rishona, bring back your Shoftim, v'yodsaich, and your yoatzim, your advisors. The Shofet tells you the rule. It's his rule. It's his thing. It's not my thing. I'm not interested in his rule. Says Torah, in Mashiach times, beginning with now, the rules are now meant to become your rules, our rules. Feel like I own them. They're mine. I relate to them. I get it. This is something that will move me forward. Why rebel? This is in my best interests. That kind of transformation, this kind of revolution, if not for help from above, we would say, impossible. I'm not on board. I can't do it. And yet, if the Rebbe is saying a nevuah, at the very same time, and giving us this revolution, we might want to look at it and say, ask ourselves, how can I begin to incorporate these ideas into my life? This new way of motivating myself and others and the world. The times have changed, and they've changed for the better. And how about if I move forward with the times? Move into Mashiach times, move on the continuum, on the train, get on the Mashiach train and move on that and go with the cars on the Mashiach train, setting up my way of being and my way of operating in the world that's more in sync with that, and then watch and see where it takes me. Results are unpredictable. So ladies, there's way more to this. This is just a touch. This is just a tiny introduction. And surely it's not like from this video everybody can now go out and change their lives, because it's simple. It's very simple, but it's not easy. And that's the exciting part about pursuing something that for us is an exciting challenge that we can dig our teeth into. And in a sense, when we understand that the Nevuah means that all of reality changed at that moment, so did we. And in a sense, it's not only the ones who have to follow our rules that need to get used to it, so do we. And all of us will start to see that life starts to flow in a way that it didn't when we were using the old way. Let's just say, to sum it all up, if you have an iPhone 1 or an iPhone 2 anymore, there is nothing to be done with it because it doesn't work. Or if you haven't upgraded your iPhone, at some point it just stops servicing you. The texts don't go through, and the email and this, all these things, it just stops servicing you because it's meant to be upgraded. The world is upgrading. Reality is upgrading. Hashem is upgrading us. We're meant to upgrade. And we will find that as we step into that upgrade, we step into Geula. We will step into a place of greater joy, greater light, greater freedom, and Geula. Please God, it should be immediately now. So on this Rosh Chodesh Elul, as we begin to usher in a year, we want to usher in a year of joy, light, Geula, through being in sync with where Torah is up to. And this is this is a piece. This is a start. Wishing everybody a good Chodesh, Shana Tova Masuka. Amazing year, the year of Geula. Thanks so much.